male adult pedestrian, namely Yendi Omer. PW1 Chief Inspector Kibiton Boino testified on oath that he was formerly the Division Traffic Enforcement Officer, Gigiri, and on the 11th of March 20 at around 11 a.m. While undergoing treatment. The motor vehicle driven by the accused was BHQ Net BMW 50, and he found the same had its windscreen damaged. Thereafter, he wrote a letter to the IC3 Center to Go House, and they received a response, and the video clip was extracted and reviewed, and he reviewed the clip and went to the scene on the extreme edge of the left side of the road, that is Muhammad. After the junction, the motor vehicle hit the road guard, which was about 8 inches high, went off to the pedestrian walk, where it hit the accused, where it hit the deceased, and also went off to the bus terminal where it rested. In cross-examination, PW1 reported that he reviewed the CCTV footage and visited the scene and was satisfied that the motor vehicle was being driven at high speed. He took consideration of the road guard and where the motor vehicle landed, and also noted the road guard was in concrete form. He further reviewed the CCTV footage and noted the vehicle lost control and hit the pedestrian pavement before hitting the pedestrian who was on the pedestrian walkway. The CCTV footage was played before the court, and it indicates as follows. At 6:46 a.m., 42 seconds, shows the Murang'a Road junction towards the CBD. The road is partitioned by a metal about 5 feet high, and on top there is a razor wire to prevent pedestrians from crossing. In the Murang'a Road junction, from Gar stage to Murang'a Road, there is a one-way from the south to the north. On the stage, there is an exit to join Lemuru Road. There is also an exit to the right. On the CCTV footage, at around 6:46 with 54 seconds a.m., a white Matatu stops at the junction. A motor vehicle oncoming goes straight, hitting the road guard, then the pedestrian path, and rests at the stage. At 6:46, 54 seconds, a pedestrian is hit by a speeding motor vehicle and thrown to the road on the stage. The motor vehicle lands at the stage. On further cross-examination, after playing the CCTV footage, PW1 informed the court the Matatu driver was not arrested, as from the CCTV footage the Matatu stopped, and in any case the road had 4 lanes, and the driver ought to veer to the right and not the left. It was his testimony that the wrong turn by the Matatu was not related to the said accident. Indicated the speed limit of the road would be between 100 km per hour to 120 km per hour, and since the motor vehicle drove off 2 road guards, it must have been at a high speed than the stipulated condition. It was his testimony that the Matatu did not contribute to the accident, as the motor vehicle approached in full light and at a high speed. The vehicle did not hit the same time, and for the CCTV footage, the motor vehicle swerved from its lane towards the Matatu, which was stationed, but it did not hit the vehicle. To further clarify, the Matatu making a wrong turn was not related to the accident at all. PW2 Naomi Mwanza, motor vehicle inspector from the National Transport and Safety Authority, testified on oath. Her testimony was that she had a report of the motor vehicle T241 DHQ BMW Salon, and according to the report, the near side front lower arm and the shocks on the near side rear axle were damaged. The front windscreen was shattered, the offside edge front bumper, the near side rear damaged. The motor vehicle had no pre-accident effects. For this examination, PW2 confirmed, and on the 11th of March 2018, while on accident standby duties, we received a call informing that there was accidents which have occurred along Rangi Road, Limuru Road, and while he was accompanied by PC Mugambi, they rushed to the scene and found the motor vehicle number T41 DHQ make VFW at the scene with hazard lights on, and the tires were deflated. At the scene, the vehicle hit a raised pavement on the left side of the road, consequently hitting a pedestrian who was on the left side of the pedestrian lane. There were debris and a pool of blood, and the victim had been rushed to hospital by the driver of the vehicle using a taxi cab. Thereafter, the same day, one Elijah Kiende reported that his father had been involved in the accident and had passed on. On the 14th of March 2018, the police reported to the station and recorded a statement and a notice of intention to prosecute was issued. PW3 prepared the sketch map of the scene with the legends and the measurements. In addition, the CCTV footage was placed before the courts, and it indicates at 6:46 a.m. 55 seconds, a male adult pedestrian is seen being hit while on the pedestrian path. This examination indicated that at first the report was not conclusive since the CCTV footage had not been reviewed. On being referred to the CCTV footage, he indicated the slip road is one way, and the entry by the Matatu to Murang'a Road was illegal. And according to the witness, the Matatu was not party to this accident, and the motor vehicles used for lane. And the Matatu exiting had no contact with the accused motor vehicle. And the accused would have swerved to his right, which was clear if it was obstructed. PW4 Elijah Matuku testified on oath that he received a call that his father had been involved in a road traffic accident, was taken to the National Hospital, and had passed on 12th of March 2011. On 12th of March, and he identified his body for postmortem. PW5, Dr. Bernard Midiam, a pathologist working at Kenyatta National Hospital, testified that he performed a postmortem examination on the body of Kithone Kendi for the following injuries: rare right eye, crash injury right left hand foot, complex abrasion left ankle, medical intervention marks, that's cannula and ECG marks. The internal appearance was that he had multiple rib fractures, bruised lungs, blood within the chest, which was a half liter, tear of the liver, bleeding within the head, skin and scalp, features of intranasal pressure, and his conclusion was that the deceased died out of multiple injuries to the head, chest, abdomen, bones. While being placed on his defense, the accused informed the court that on the same dates, he was driving past a Globe roundabout, and while driving on the inner lane, a Matatu tried to join the road from Gara at the exit towards the road. He was about to get into a head-on collision, and he swerved and hit the pavement, and his vehicle hit a pedestrian. He saw the deceased lying on the road, and being a medical doctor, they tried to attend to him, and one good Samaritan agreed to carry him from the pedestrian to the National Hospital. He tried to stabilize him, but unfortunately he succumbed to the same injuries. He informed the court that the Matatu was being driven on the wrong side of the road, and he narrowly escaped from getting into head-on collision. He also played the CCTV footage, and at 6:46 with 52 seconds, the footage showed the exit to the road, and the accused identified his vehicle in full lights at 6:46, 51 seconds. At 6:46, 54 seconds, a white Matatu tries to join the road. At 6:46, 55 seconds, the vehicle hits the pavement, and a pedestrian is hit by the right side of the vehicle. It missed the head-on collision, landed on the left side of the road. The gentleman was driving the same road. The case person filed his submissions at the point of the issue determination is whether the prosecution has been able to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt as provided under Section 46 of the Traffic Act, but as follows. Put any person who causes the death of another by driving a motor vehicle on a road recklessly or at a speed or in a manner which is dangerous to the public, or by leaving any vehicle on a road in such a position or manner in such a condition is to be dangerous to the public, having regard to all the circumstances of the case, including the nature, condition, and use of the road, and the amount of traffic, which is actually the time of which might reasonably be expected to be on the road, shall be guilty of an offense, whether or not the requirements of Section 50 have been satisfied as regards that offense, and be liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years. It's not in dispute the deceased died as a result of multiple injuries caused following a road traffic accident. So the issue is whether the prosecution was able to prove that the accused person drove recklessly and in a manner which was dangerous to the public, and taking into account the nature and condition of the road at the time. This court had the opportunity to analyze the CCTV footage here, which was produced and played before the court, covering the area and circumstances under which the fatal accident occurred. I have noted that the accused was driving along Murang'a Road, and at the Fig Tree Junction, he hit a concrete pavement, and his vehicle hit a pedestrian who was on the pedestrian walkway. The events preceding the accident, the accused testified that he was avoiding a collision with a Nissan Matatu. From the CCTV footage, it's clear that the said Matatu stopped and did not enter the path of the accused vehicle. From the CCTV footage, it's clear also that the traffic was low, and it was in the morning, and it was also daytime, and the area was well lit. I analyzed the CCTV footage, and I note that the accused did not attempt to swerve. And he went straight and hit the pavement and hit the pedestrian, who was walking, albeit minding his own business, and aware that this was his last day on earth. I also note that this was a curved bend on Murang'a Road, and the driver ought to have driven in a moderate speed. A glance of the CCTV footage clearly shows that the driver was driving at a high speed, even though he claimed he was driving at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour. From what I saw in the CCTV footage, the driver was at a high speed, and this can be explained by when hitting the pavement, his vehicle spun and hit the pedestrian and eventually landed at the Matatu stage. It's worth noting that the incident occurred at 6 a.m. in the morning, when there were few people at the stage. In my view, the accused was driving at a high speed while negotiating a bend, which was a gross deviation of what a reasonable, competent driver is expected to do. Therefore, having taken into account the defense of the accused that he was obstructed by a Matatu, that is not correct, since the said Matatu stopped and did not enter the path of the accused's motor vehicle. Therefore, I've also analyzed the evidence in totality, especially the CCTV footage, and I hereby find the accused guilty for the offense of causing death by dangerous driving, contrary to Section 46 of the Traffic Act, Part 43, those are the orders of the court.
The accused person is a first offender. Mena has indicated that he was a medical doctor who tried saving the life of the deceased. You know, if you have to pray that in sentencing the court be lenient to the accused person.
We have no records. Shall we send it to this question?
August, that have reviewed the report. So in the meantime, the justice now convict will be held at the remand facility till 2015. On one part